All right, so today we're starting our unit, our very brief unit on colonial literature. We also call this sometimes early settlers that started between the 1500s and 1670s. This group of writing are from those who were coming to America from England to settle the new land. Most of this literature is comprised of letters, diaries, journals, and histories. So because this literature is mostly written for like no audience to see it, it was actually just written for them to keep to themselves. The accuracy of these writings is often called into question. These narrators tend to be unreliable because think about it. When you write in your journal or if you wrote in a diary, it's from your perspective only. And sometimes we don't see things in a holistic view. We only see things from one point of view. So while this literature is used to show us what life was like during this time and the hardships that people faced, it cannot be taken as complete fact because it was written from one point of view. Some of the authors of this time include Christopher Columbus, John Smith, and William Bradford. One of the main authors during this time of colonial literature is William Bradford. This is his picture and some information about him, so please take note about William Bradford in your notebook. William Bradford was elected governor of Plymouth Colony after the death of the previous governor, John Carver. He moved to Holland to escape religious persecution in England. And in 1620, he and the others boarded the Mayflower with the intent to settle in Virginia. Bradford maintained friendly relationships with the area natives because the Pilgrims could not have survived without their help. They came to a new land and had no idea what they were up against. But even the best laid plans go awry, and the differences between the Pilgrims' belief and the Wampanoag beliefs were so great that eventually there were issues. Although Mr. Bradford was more lenient than others about various religious beliefs, he was responsible for keeping Plymouth independent of the Massachusetts Bay Colony. He wrote History of Plymouth Plantation over a 20-year period. It is basically a journal or diary that he wrote for over 20 years, and it was not published until 1856. Okay, so now that we've learned about the colonial literature and William Bradford, what you're going to do is you're going to read some excerpts from the History of Plymouth Plantation, which is that 20-year diary he wrote. No, you're not going to read it all. You're going to open up the text here in just a moment, and you'll notice it says their safe arrival at Cape Cod. So this is one entry. The first encounter is another entry. There's several entries that you're going to read. That's what it looks like. When you are finished with that, you're going to have an assignment. You might want to do the assignment while you're reading. It tends to be easier. It's called a social media assignment. Obviously, they did not have social media back when Mr. Bradford was writing. So, it's called the William Bradford Social Media Assignment. You're going to be responsible for reading of Plymouth Plantation by Bradford, and you're going to have to read and comprehend his accounts of the settlers and their struggles. In order to show me that you understand it, you're going to either create a Facebook or Twitter page detailing his account. Because today's world, if we look around, we go to people's Twitters or Facebooks or Instagrams or whatever, even your Snapchat stories, document what you're doing in this time period. Maybe not so good sometimes, but anyway, you must include a status update for each major event written from him. Pictures to accompany that, which you can get pictures from Google. Some hashtags. Tag other people in this time. So if he was in his post, if he's talking about Christopher Columbus, obviously tag Christopher Columbus. You can use Padlet to create this. You can use Google Slides or whatever you'd like. It just has to be able to be turned in on Google Classroom. So even if you did it on paper, and some people like drawing their pictures, if they're artistic, that's totally okay. You just have to be able to take a picture of it and turn it into Classroom. Please make sure that it is legible if you write it out.